What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman, the third of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning into the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over the social sphere at GBP Daily. Shoot me a follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate that. Hit me up in the DMs. I am always available to talk Packers anytime, any day. Today is Tuesday, October 28th. Happy Tuesday. Happy Halloween week. Anybody in here dressing up for Halloween? Let me know. I'll throw on the usual jersey, right? And maybe the helmet for handing out candy. We get so many kids every single year, around 150 to 200 kids. And yes, we do hand out the full-size candy bars. No big deal. So if you need the address, shoot me a DM and I will hook you up. How are we feeling? We are about 48 hours removed from a pretty big win, vibes-wise. And we moved to 5-1-1 on the year. The win itself, obviously it's a win. That's great. It wasn't some huge NFC matchup. It wasn't against a team that has any, legit Super Bowl hopes. And it wasn't against a team that we'll probably see when we make the Super Bowl, right? But of course, with Aaron on the other side, the hype leading up to the game, the way Jordan played, it was pretty fun to watch. Mostly in the second half. The first half, that meme, right, where they say, they had us in the first half, but we took care of business in the second half. I was surprisingly not really nervous at halftime. Pretty much the whole first half, we were beating ourselves, right? Penalties. The offense was just not clicking. The play calling was a little sus, but coming out in the second half, we took care of business, and thankfully we did. We are sitting at 5-1-1. It's just crazy. We are almost in November, and we have one loss on the year, and that was on the last-second field goal, so we kind of choked that one away. We are super close to being 7-0, but we're not. We're 5-1-1. The Panthers coming to town this weekend. They are 4-4, I believe. They don't seem like that great of a team, but a team that'll put up a fight. So we'll have to come ready. Let's go back over Sunday night quickly, shall we? Jordan Love, like I said earlier, sort of had himself an MVP type of night. At one point, he had 20 straight completions, which is just insane. That tied for the most since Brett Favre did it back in 2007. Overall, finished 29 of 37 for 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, and the most important one, 0 interceptions. Also had a passer rating of 134.2. So he was cooking, and you love to see it. You love to absolutely see it. On the road, with Aaron on the other sideline, one of the best games of Jordan Love's career, if not the best game of his career. The other one being the playoff game against Dallas. I think that's right up there as well. So I'll still put that one probably as his best game of his career. But Sunday night was special, no doubt about that. Tucker Kraft also had his best game as a pro. 7 catches, 143 yards, and 2 touchdowns every time he gets the ball. It's a show, right? He's breaking tackles. He's stiff-arming guys. I said it last night. He's the most fun player that I've gotten to watch since Devontae. Devontae, was in his own league, the undisputed best receiver in the league for a few years there. And, yeah, so far for Tucker Kraft, I've been having a lot of fun watching him. So another guy who had a big game, Christian Watson, made his return less than a year removed from the ACL, and he definitely made it count. Had 4 catches for 85 yards and did a bunch of stuff that didn't show up in the stat sheet, right? Was huge in the run blocking game. A couple key blocks, one on Josh Jacobs' touchdown and another on Tucker Kraft's touchdown. And he is just a huge part of why the offense was flowing so well like it was in the second half on Sunday night. Big shout out to Christian Watson. I'm sure it feels good for him to be out there and taking care of business. So, all right, a little sponsor time here. If you are planning to go to a Packers game this year, maybe you're planning to go to the Panthers game this weekend and you don't have tickets. Do not buy your tickets anywhere else other than TickPick. They guarantee the cheapest Packers tickets on the market. And in fact, if you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, which you will not, because I have tracked and logged every single game to prove this fact for 2 years now, they will refund you 110% of your money back. Same tickets as everybody else. StubHub, SeatGeek, Ticketmaster, Vivid Seats, Game Time, you name it. And TickPick is still the cheapest every single time. Use the code Packers22 for an extra $22 off the already cheapest Packers tickets on the market. Shout out to TickPick. Appreciate their partnership with myself. They are the best in the biz. Let's hop into the comment section here, shall we? And as always, if you want to be a part of the show, give me a call on the Nicolet Law hotline, 319-242-2332. Family owned and operated since 2007. Nicolet Law has decades of combined legal experience, and their team of compassionate local attorneys are prepared to meet your unique legal challenges head on. Nicolet Law has just shy of 2,000 5-star reviews and have helped their clients recover over $350 million in the last 17 years that they have been in business. Injured, get Nicolet. All right, what do we got going on here? We were talking Halloween costumes earlier. My man Landon's in the house. I'm wearing a Packers jersey with my friends. That's what I'm talking about. Yep, I'll be rocking one as well. We hand out candy. I got a 4-year-old. She's going to be a witch. That's what she wanted to be. And yeah, I'll be rocking the usual Packers jersey, handing out some candy. Might throw on the helmet a little bit. This bad boy right here. Toss this bad boy on and just do the thing, right? And hand out some candy. I said it earlier, and I don't mean to keep bragging about it, but yes, we do hand out the full-size candy bars. We are that house. That's what we do. We don't splurge on anything else other than the full-size candy bars come Halloween. So, good evening, Erica. Landon, are the Packers going to make it to the bowl? Of course they are, Landon. You know it. You know it. Nate, thinking of putting a skeleton in the front yard, digging a hole with a Gilbert Brown jersey. Excuse me. And digging a hole with the Gilbert Brown jersey on. That's pretty fitting. The old grave digger. That would be quite the creative type of costume. I commend you for that one. Thank you, Nate, for hopping in. Appreciate you as always. Bryce, have you hit up a game this year? I have not, surprisingly. Usually we go to, 1 or 2 games a year, and we have yet to be up to one. We were thinking about going to the game this weekend. We've just been busy. We're out of town pretty much every other weekend doing who knows what. And, yeah, we've been kind of waiting to see if those ticket prices are going to come down. And they're kind of creeping down a little bit. And, of course, you got to use TickPick, right? Use the code Packers22 for an extra $22 off the already cheapest tickets on the market. I get my tickets from TickPick every time. Never had a problem. They've been great. So, yeah, we'll see what game we go to. Not sure. Don't have one on the schedule as of now. But we were in Indianapolis for the preseason game. Got to see some joint practices there, and we were up in training camp for about a week, checking out practice and doing that whole thing. So we will be up there at some point. Just not exactly sure when, though, Bryce. So thank you, Bryce. Lisa, should have had Lucas kicking on Sunday. Yeah, that's the popular line coming off of Sunday night. Brandon McManus missing the 44-yarder and then coming up short on the 57-yarder on his second attempt. And, yeah, I'll give him a little leeway with the second one with the 57-yarder. That's a long kick. Matt LaFleur talked about it after the game, saying, hey, we had a line that every game they have a line to gain for field goals. And it's different, just kind of how everybody's feeling, the conditions and whatnot. And they stretched that line a little bit, and, yeah, he came up short. So the 44-yarder, though, got to hit that every single time. So should Lucas Haversick been playing? If Brandon McManus, was fully healthy, then, yeah, Brandon's the guy. He'll continue to be the guy. But, yeah, there was some questions there, at least in my head, rolling around. Well, should Haversick have been out there? Is McManus healed up? All those things are unknowns. The coaching staff does not like to elaborate on injuries more than they already do. So hopefully Brandon can kind of have a little bounce back. He did good. He did do good in the second half though. So he bounced back a little bit. Hopefully he can get back to true form this weekend against Carolina. Thank you, Lisa, for hopping in. My man, King AJ, I know the majority will disagree, but and as much as I'd miss him, I think we should look to see what we get for Wicks. I'd prefer a corner, but wouldn't mind a front seven depth. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, he's been injured, right, the past few games. He's dealing with the calf injury. And when he's out there, he's been doing good. He hasn't had any drops this year. He also really hasn't had a whole lot of targets. So him, Matthew Golden, those guys are looking for targets. And in the meantime, Romeo Dobbs is getting fed. Tucker Kraft is getting fed. There's been games where we haven't passed the ball a whole lot, just with the way things have shaken out. Look back to what was last week, the Cardinals game. They had 3 offensive possessions in the whole first half. Just not much opportunities for anybody to get the ball when you're only having the ball 3 times and a half. So as far as if we'd be able to trade him, at least, as of right now, probably not, obviously, since he's hurt. But we shall see. The corner depth is a concern. I will agree. Keyshawn Nixon got absolutely toasted on Sunday night, at least in the first half. And, yeah, it's a problem. So I don't feel comfortable rolling with Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine, as we head into playoffs, playing guys like A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith. And, all the Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, all those teams that have receivers that will be in the postseason, I'd be a little nervous going up against some of those guys with the guys that we have in the corner room. But not sure what kind of blockbuster move we'd be able to make or what guys would even be available. And if, guys are available, well, they're probably available for a reason. And, yeah, who knows? Who knows what Goody's got up his sleeve? Thank you, King AJ. Appreciate you. Keys to the game on Sunday. We're going to fast forward it to Carolina here. Well, we got to not sleepwalk into the first half like we did this past weekend, and it is a noon game. Those always seem to creep up on us quicker than what we'd like. I think a noon game at Lambeau Field, those guys kind of walk around or whatever. It's like, yeah, we got to show up and we got to be ready because, yeah, the Panthers, although they're not the greatest team in the world, right? Any given Sunday, you can't take any game for granted. And we'd like to go in to that Monday night game on a pretty good high after hopefully beating the Carolina Panthers. We should take care of them, no problem at home. Bryce Young is practicing this week. I think he'll probably play. So they will have their full arsenal on offense. So thank you, Sam. Appreciate you. What else we got going on over here? The Haley, think the Panthers are legit. As I was just saying, I think they're an okay team. They're 4-4. They've got wins over the Jets, who they barely beat, the Dolphins in a close one, and the Falcons. And they also did beat the Cowboys. So on the flip side, they got blown out by the Bills. The Steelers beat them in week 1 this season. The Cardinals beat them not too long ago. And the Jaguars and Patriots also took care of them. So Packers should beat them on Sunday. But as we know, you can't take any game for granted. And it's a new game, like I was talking about. Gotta wake up early. Gotta be all the way awake. No sleepwalking in this one. All right, Erica, what are your score predictions for this week's Panthers game against the Pack? To be honest, I have not quite turned the page quite yet. Sunday night just seems so recent, right? With it being a night game and with it being a pretty big win. Jordan playing so well. They haven't practiced yet. They'll practice tomorrow. We'll see how everybody's doing. If anybody's banged up or not, we'll find out tomorrow before practice. But I think we can. I think we can beat them. Hopefully, pretty easily. I would like to see a high-scoring game. Christian's back, of course, week 2 of him being back. So a score prediction, I'll throw one out there: 33-20. Something like that I'd like to see. of course, any win is a win, and I'll take it. So thank you, Erica. Appreciate you for tuning in as always. Dylan, my man, is in the house. Appreciate you, Dylan. Yo, what's up? I'll be there this weekend. Dylan, I assume you've already gotten your tickets, but if you have not, you know where to go. TickPick, $22 off the already cheapest Packers tickets if you use the code Packers22. But I assume you already have your tickets. I was thinking about going to this game. Have been kind of watching the ticket prices going up and down. But Halloween Friday night, we do quite a bit of stuff for that. And then I got some friends coming into town this weekend. So I will be watching from home and hopefully watching a win on Sunday. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you again for tuning in. I always love talking Packers with you guys. Hit me up on social media at GPP Daily. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Any sort of interaction helps myself and helps the page. I will be back and at it again tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.